Regarding intimate relationships in the workplace, people have mixed opinions. Some people think it's a bad idea for colleagues to spark intimate relationships because if the relationship turns sour, it could make for a very awkward working relationship. In the hit TV series Blue Bloods, however, there's one workplace relationship that fans are hoping will heat up. So stay tuned because Blue Bloods fans are hoping for a Danny and Maria endgame after flirty chemistry. First up, will Danny and Maria ever take their flirtatious relationship to the next level? You're about to find out. Fans of Blue Bloods are discussing the show's official Instagram account after a particular clip from season 13 was recently posted. In the clip, Donnie Wahlberg's Danny Regan and Marisa Ramirez's Maria Baez have a very flirtatious exchange. Danny and Maria are police officers who have been partners for 10 seasons, and in the clip, Maria says Danny looks great and had a swag. Danny replies by saying that Maria looks amazing and wonderful. Blue Bloods showrunners described the clip by saying, "There's nothing quite like words of affirmation from your partner in crime." For fans, however, the exchange between Maria and Danny meant much more than that. For several seasons, fans of the series have been dreaming about the two characters becoming an official item. One fan commented on the Instagram post, "It appears they might become more than partners on the job." But not every fan is convinced that Maria and Danny would make the picture-perfect couple. Another fan replied to the post, saying, "No, Baez is like a sister, leave it alone." Honestly, I can empathize with fans on both sides of the coin. I think it's true that Maria and Danny would make a wonderful couple, but at the same time, I also agree that maybe the relationship should be left alone because, after all, they've been working together for so long that they've become like siblings. But right now, I want to know what all of you think. Should Maria and Danny maintain a strictly professional sibling-like relationship, or should they try to take their relationship to a much more intimate level? We'd love to know your thoughts, so drop some comments below. Next up, do Blue Bloods showrunners have other plans for Danny and Maria? Let's find out. Despite the sparks flying between Danny and Maria, the desire of millions of fans to see the couple get married and have a busload of kitties, the Blue Bloods showrunners have other plans. During a recent interview, showrunner Kevin Wade explained why the relationship between Danny and Maria evolved differently compared to the one between Eddie and Jamie. Wade said, "What Eddie and Jamie were doing was leading us somewhere. As we watched it evolve over the seasons, we thought, well, this is a natural thing, and the audience, I'm sure, is thinking the same thing that we, the writers, were. Unlike Jamie, Danny is a member of the Regan family and devotes his life to his job. So Danny is essentially married to his career, which wouldn't bode well for a future relationship with Maria." Blue Bloods is now preparing for its 14th season, and while some things change with the CBS drama, some things always stay the same. A case in point is the relationship between Danny Regan and Maria Baez. Ever since Danny's wife Linda passed away in season 8, fans have been hoping and praying for their relationship to go from warm to scorching hot. But now, thanks to Wade's comments, we finally have some clarity about the direction of this relationship is heading. What are some of Jamie's best moments ever on Blue Bloods? Let's take a look. Blue Bloods has been uber successful, and it's safe to say that the show isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Since it first premiered in 2010, Blue Bloods has been a story revolving around a family of police and law enforcement officers working on the front lines, and there has been no shortage of memorable moments. Blue Bloods is full of colorful characters, and the show centers on the Regans, who New York City Police Commissioner Frank Regan leads. Also in the family is Detective Danny Regan, a hothead at times, and the no messing around Erin Regan, who fights crime from the courtroom. Jamie Regan is the youngest child of Frank and Mary Regan, the young police officer who transitioned from a wannabe lawyer to a strong officer and a married man. In season 7, Jamie and Eddie confess their feelings for one another and share a kiss. Jamie offers help to a young girl struggling to make Manhattan rent while Eddie accuses him of risking his job. The Regans find their moral lines tested in the episode, which leads to a yelling match between Erin and Danny Regan during their family dinner. Jamie remains quiet and finds a simple solution to his problem by contacting the girl's employer. Stay tuned and don't go away because we're revealing more of Jamie and Eddie's best moments plus more Blue Bloods info. Next up, how did Jamie and Eddie change the show forever? We're about to find out. Later on in season 7, Eddie comes by to admit her feelings, and she and Jamie agree that it would be best not to become romantically involved. However, when Eddie's about to leave, she turns and kisses Jamie. This changes the nature of of the entire show forever. The kiss shared between Jamie and Eddie is a fan-favorite moment, and fans have demanded more steamy scenes between the pair. In fact, in a recent poll on Twitter asking for the best Blue Bloods moments, fans offered up the wedding of Jamie and Eddie, and some joked that since the season finale's cliffhanger shows the wedding and just as the ceremony is about to begin, viewers were hungry for another Jamie and Eddie kiss. At this point, it's hard to imagine Jamie ever being romantically involved with anyone other than Eddie. But if you rewatch the pilot episode, you'll be shocked to remember that Jamie was engaged to a witty brunette named Sydney Davenport. Jamie decided to join the police academy after graduating from law school following his older brother's suspicioned death on the job. Sydney is supportive when she's around the Regans, but there's some obvious tension between her and Jamie, and she's uncomfortable with his decision to join the police academy. Ultimately, Sydney can't handle being the wife of a police officer, and when the pair call off the wedding, she moves on with her life without him. Up next, what changes have occurred on Blue Bloods over the years? Let's take a look. In the Blue Bloods pilot episode, the set isn't exactly what you'd expect. For instance, the kitchen is much smaller and features white cabinets. As you may have noticed, throughout the rest of the series, the color scheme changes to a softer, more comfortable brown color. No reason or explanation was given for the change, and we can surmise that it was done to make the kitchen feel homier. Some fans theorize the color changes may have been implemented in order to align with the show's darker themes, but there's another possible reason as well. The Regan family kitchen is a pivotal part of Blue Bloods, and it's possible that the set was entirely rebuilt after the series was picked up. In its own right, the kitchen acts as a character, serving as the location where the family members come together to bond, exchange in lively discussions, share laughter, and even experience conflicts. It's a central hub for the family's dynamics and interactions. Another change in Blue Bloods had to do with the character Nikki Regan, currently played by Sammy Gale. Gale has become the face of the younger generation of Regans, but the pilot episode featured a different actor. Did you know that the first actor to play Nikki was a young actor named Marlene Lawson? Details are scarce regarding the reasoning for the switch, but if you check out Lawson's IMDb page, it shows no other activity following her brief role on Blue Bloods. Based on that, something tells me that Marlene Lawson likely pursued another career path. Next up, who's one of the best actors on the set of Blue Bloods? Len Cariou. Although his name may not be as recognizable as Tom Selleck's, Len Cariou is a brilliant theater actor and understands how to play a good character. Cariou's award-winning performance of the very first Sweeney Todd in the late 1970s is proof. This creative brilliance landed Cariou a role in Blue Bloods as Regan family patriarch Henry Regan. Cariou's pilot performance was strong, but the character was a bit different. Initially, he walked with a cane, but that was noticeably absent from the rest of the series. Henry is shown to be a remarkably fit man for his age, and later in the series, he's continually involved in police matters. The reason for the cane and the limp in the first episode is a hip replacement, but the cane goes away afterward and we never see it again. Henry is the head of the Regan family, and being a symbol of strength and determination is a major part of his character. We see examples of these qualities later in the series as his driving abilities are questioned. What are your thoughts on Henry Regan? We'd love to know your thoughts, so drop some comments below. Finally, what are two similarities between Frank and Jamie? But let's shift gears for a second and examine the relationship between Frank and Jamie. In the pilot episode, Frank and Jamie have two striking similarities. Both are in relationships and neither of them works out. Jamie's fiance leaves him because his job is more than she can handle, and his father's relationship ends due to betrayal. In the pilot, we learned that Frank's girlfriend, Kelly Davidson, is a reporter, but it turns out that she was just using him for leads to big stories. When Frank is busy during the episode, Kelly assembles her news team, arriving at the crime scene before the police. For Frank, this straw broke the camel's back, and he immediately ended their relationship. If there's one thing we know about Frank, it's that he has zero tolerance for betrayal. With Jamie and Eddie now happily married, their only problem is their new boss, Captain McNichols. The couple knew being married and working together would be tricky, but no laws prevented them from working together. Captain McNichols believes that married couples working together can lead to corruption, so it'll be interesting to see how this storyline plays out. That's a wrap for today's video, Blue Bloods fans. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more great videos.